Welcome everyone to some early Exodus Extinction gameplay. This is the final Extinction map we're ever going to see for Call of Duty Ghosts, and you know what, it's actually a pretty damn good one. I'm going to be showing you guys some of the new weapons, the general layout of the map, one of the big bosses, or pretty much the big boss on the map as well, who appears throughout the map, who's got a ton of health, very, very powerful, and it's going to be a load of fun. So as I said, this is the final Extinction DLC map. If you haven't played the other ones, it kind of makes sense in terms of watching the cutscenes that are shown within Extinction to play the other ones first, and then this one, because this sort of wraps up the Extinction storyline and the Extinction story, at least for Call of Duty Ghosts. But at the start here, you're going to see us at the beginning of the map turning on some of the sort of generators, and these generators are dotted around the map, and you need to turn these on, you need to put the drill on it, and you need to sort of power up the generator. And once the generator has been powered up, you can then move on to the next one, and once you've powered up all the generators, you will unlock the sort of big final battle of this map, which is very, very hectic indeed. Involves a lot of aliens, a lot of the big bosses. It's pretty insane. So we are going through this map for the very, very first time. So I cut out the parts where we sort of get a little bit lost, because it's actually quite a big map. But one of the important parts of this sort of design of the map is that it's designed in a way that is very similar to zombies rather than the previous Extinction maps. The previous Extinction maps have been very linear in their layout, and have sort of been divided up into zones where you complete one zone, go on to the next zone, then the third zone, and then typically after the third zone you'll have the final big battle. It's also straightforward. This map is just one large map. It's up to you to choose which order you want to unlock the generators and which order you want to sort of progress through the map. And on screen here, this is the first time I looked up in the air and properly realized how many crazy flying dragon zombies, as I like to call them, are actually up in the air. They don't come down and attack you throughout the map, because if they did, they would absolutely destroy you. But it's more sort of just to show you guys how many aliens there are on the map at this point, or on the world, sorry, at this point, and to really show you that the infestation of the aliens is at a really severe point. And on screen here, you can see the big Ancestor. The Ancestor is pretty much the main boss that you're going to see on this map. He has a ton of health, he has some cool abilities, and he's pretty much just a pain in the butt and a bit of a nuisance. To my right, you can see one of the users using the brand new weapon, and I'm going to show you guys how to make the brand new weapon and exactly some of its abilities and uses later on within this video. It looks awesome. I actually renamed it, or just sort of nicknamed it for fun at the event, the Advanced Warfare gun, because it reminded me of a weapon that I would probably see within Advanced Warfare. It's very futuristic, uses sort of like energy as its source of power, and of course there's going to be energy weapons within Advanced Warfare, so that's what I ended up calling it, but that's not his official name. Now, as you can see here, the Ancestor is a huge pain. He'll try and stop you from completing the powering up process of the generator. He'll actually put a shield around himself, which is a big orb you'll see, which can stop you from actually doing any damage to him. We actually work out later that you can actually drop the shield very, very easily using the new weapons ability, but we didn't realize that until about halfway through the map. But I'll show you guys how that works as well. Of course, you've got loads of the other zombies returning from the other maps as well. Sorry, not zombies, aliens. I'm sorry. So I'm in the mindset of zombies at the moment. You've got loads of aliens returning from the other maps as well. So this is completely hectic. There are actually quite a few buildables apart from the main weapon. I end up making like a sort of TNT mini explosive as well, which is quite neat. So there's lots of things to explore and pick up around the map as well. Talking about zombies though, accidentally there, very tempted at some point to maybe go back and do some custom zombie maps, or just play one of the old zombie maps at some point, because of course we've got another year to wait for zombies to be released for the next Treyarch game, because of the new 3-year cycle. So if you guys are interested in maybe seeing some zombies, let me know. Definitely something I'll be open up to doing over the next year while we sort of wait for the next zombies installment. But moving on here, we are progressing around the map nicely. Now, the Ancestor is actually leaving the map at this point, and we were trying to kill him before he left. We managed to get him down to the last bar of health. You can see the sort of bars of health to the top right of his logo, and that shows you how much health he's got. He's got a lot That's all I'm going to say. He's got an absolute load of health. But once you finally deplete it, you can actually finish him off and he'll be removed from that segment of the map, but he will reappear in later parts of the map as well, as you will see later on in this video. When you defeat him, I believe he actually helps the generators progress. At least that's what we thought happened when we killed him off a few times when we were playing. So he does have sort of some benefits of getting rid of, and of course once you do get rid of him, you then don't have to focus on him quite as much, because when he is on the map, he's an absolute pain. He's crazy. But here you can see I have got the brand new weapon. I actually pick up the Hypno Knife as well and managed to successfully use it, so we get an awesome alien on our team as well. But the brand new weapon is very, very cool. As I said, it's like an energy powered weapon. It has 10 ammo counts at first, and once you use up all those ammo counts, it doesn't actually completely disappear. It does actually regenerate over time. Again, weirdly enough, a little bit like the Advanced Warfare weapon in the fact that the 3D printer rifle is constantly printing ammo, and in this case the ammo can actually be replenished simply by just letting it recharge itself, which is very, very cool. But you can actually power up a sort of like super move using all 10 points of the ammunition. But we figured that out later on. I'll show you that, guys, in a second. Now here, if you remember the very start of the map, we're sort of like beyond the gates that were just behind the starting point. Here I find one of the parts of the sort of pipe bomb TNT thing, which is very, very cool. And this area is literally just sort of like the gate behind where we started off, just to give you guys reference points. It's very hard to sort of like show you an exact linkage between all the areas that we go to, because I've only got like limited amount of time I can show you for this early preview. But when you do actually watch this, the DLC will probably be out, to be honest, on Xbox at least. It'll be out on PlayStation around about a month's time. So if you are interested, it's called Nemsis. It will be out right now. Maybe some of you guys are interested in it. If not, next week we are getting the Advanced Warfare multiplayer reveal, and that'll probably be a good way of gauging whether or not Advanced Warfare will be a good game for the next year. So definitely stay tuned for that. We're now progressing sort of around the back area of the map to a brand new area. We eventually make our way to the point where we start to realize how this weapon is another ability. I actually accidentally did it by pressing a button which I didn't mean to press. It's a very cool ability indeed. You've got rhinos going around here, scorpions going around here, the usual craziness that you'd expect within Extinction mode. But it'd be interesting to know your guys' thoughts as well on Extinction in general, because this is of course the final Extinction map we'll get for Call of Duty Ghosts. It'd be interesting to see if they continue the development of Extinction within the next Infinity Ward game, or whether or not they drop it and maybe try and reconstruct a new third game mode that's maybe similar but improved. I don't know. Be interesting to know from you guys, because you guys are the people that are playing Call of Duty, right? It's your opinion that matters. So if you have an opinion on it, then it'd be really interesting to know what you think. Now here is where I accidentally used my ability. I forgot actually I was going to include it right at the beginning of the video, but if you hold down what is essentially the, I believe, the zoom in button, or the aim down sight button, and hold it down, it will use all 10 of your ammo to fire out this huge orb, and the orb will instantly drop his shield. So it'll instantly get rid of the shield, and since two of us had this weapon, one of us would drop the shield, the other one would then fire a load of ammo into him. But you've got to wait for the ammo to replenish, so it's back up to 10 before you can use it each time, but it's a really effective ability to use from that weapon. The Ancestor can also lift you up in the air, as you can see there, deal some damage and then throw you back down on the ground. But this new weapon's just so awesome. I just absolutely loved it. It kind of just got me excited for Advanced Warfare just because it reminded me of it so much. So that was pretty awesome as well. We're now sort of around the sort of furthest back point of the map. This is the final generator we take down in this area towards the back end of the map. We're just trying to get rid of his Ancestor because he's being such a pain at the moment. Now, unfortunately, I cannot show you the end sort of fight scene or what goes on after you turn on all of the generators, but it is sort of like a big fight that goes on. You do get an end cutscene. The end cutscene isn't too long, but it's pretty interesting. If you're a big fan of Extinction, then I'd recommend playing it through yourself and definitely giving it a go. Here I find 2 more items. I thought I'd show you guys me finding them and then using the item. I think it was actually sticky flares, although I thought I'd got the TNT sort of sticks that you can get. There's actually quite a few buildables. I don't think we all managed to build all of them, but as long as you're searching, that's the best thing to do. Like, just search all the time walk around the edges of the map, the edges of the room, and just try and find as many searchable areas as possible, and you're probably going to find most of the pieces. So this is the final generator we end up turning on. Again, guys, really sorry I can't show you the final fight, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty long, pretty drawn out, and at the end, the main sort of important things, that final cutscene, sort of round off the Extinction storyline. So guys, hopefully you've really enjoyed. If you have enjoyed Extinction, let me know. If you haven't enjoyed it and you prefer zombies, let me know. If you want me to play some zombies, again, let me know. On screen here, you can check out a clone mod within Minecraft over on my second channel. I managed to duplicate myself several times, and also an early preview of the remake of Shipment. So cheers for watching, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.